Arsenal face the prospect of having three of their transfer targets swooped, if you believe reports, people. Now, I know a lot of you want Rodrigo. If Rodrigo is essentially available and Real Madrid really do want to sell him and reports are correct, I'm pretty sure everybody here is smart enough to understand everybody and their dog will throw their hat into the ring. The Paris Saint-Germains, the Chelseas, the Uniteds, the Cities, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, so on and so forth. The Saudi clubs probably get involved. Chelsea are considering making an offer to Real Madrid for Rodrigo this summer. Talks have started between Chelsea and Rodrigo's camp. That's coming out of Go Brazil. Now, Chelsea have the financial muscle. How you get around PSR if it is affecting them, I don't know. As well, we also got to remember, it's a turbulent time at Real Madrid. They're having a bit of a changing of guards. They need one of these new, with the greatest of respect to what Carlo Ancelotti's done in football and at Real Madrid. They need probably one of these new ants in the pants managers in which Xabi Alonso's a master tactician. Real Madrid have the players, probably need to go up the gears in the modern game in the coaching perspective. You also hear there Florentino Perez, their president, wants to sign more Spanish players. So you're seeing Rodri links, Subamendi links. Howson's obviously been signed as well. And again, you got at the end of the day, it's a business, and they're linked with all other stuff. It's a business, it's a job. People have to make money. As much as I hate that with football, in which naturally when you've got Mbappe, Vinicius, this one, that one, it feels like Rodrigo could become obsolete. Now he's a star. You cannot underestimate what he's given. I don't know how much he's decided if he has to leave without having a conversation with Xabi Alonso. Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. And there's also links around him potentially getting a contractual renewal. So I don't know if any of this is true, people, but Chelsea apparently are considering making an offer. Chelsea allegedly have initiated contact with Real Madrid forward Rodrigo over a blockbuster move for the player this summer. So they have to be talking with his camp, really, before they place an official bid, in my opinion. That's according to Go Brazil, who report that Chelsea understand there's a possibility the Brazilian could be available. They state that the Blues are monitoring the Brazilian situation ahead of the summer transfer window and are considering making a move for him. Talks have not yet begun, so the headline didn't say that, but I guess that the illusion is very different from the fact. But Chelsea have already been in contact with the player's entourage to learn if a transfer is possible this summer. Naturally, that's what clubs will do. Rumours have been swirling in Spain for some time that the forward is ready to move on. His contract with Real Madrid runs until 2028, so any deal would require Chelsea paying a transfer fee. It would likely be a big transfer fee too, given his status, at the Santiago Bernabeu. You see anything from 80, 90 all the way to 100 to just over 100 million. Rodrigo, for his part, has not commented on a potential departure from Real Madrid this summer. He's been vocal in denying reports of a rift with teammates Jude Bellingham and Mbappe on social media. For now, it appears Chelsea are just sounding him out, seeing if there is an opportunity to secure a blockbuster move this summer. Now, I know a lot of people want Gyökeres. Stay with me with Gyökeres. It seems allegedly Liverpool have a firm interest in signing Sesko this summer, and the player would be keen on the move. I mean, they've just won the title. It's a massive club. They're going to get rid of Darwin Núñez potentially, and you never know. Mohamed Salah, there's a reality he could play through the middle rather than on the right, especially as he gets a bit older. But if you're a cold-hearted killer, beyond the obvious reasons of the law of Liverpool, of onslaught, of what they've done, of playing in the Champions League if he goes to Liverpool or Arsenal, in which you're not going to get at Leipzig, the number 9 spot. If you're a cold-hearted killer in the number 9 spot, it's right there. Like the number 9 spot is free. And actually, when you look at Liverpool, like obviously Salah signed their new deal, and we don't know what's going to happen, and they're not going to sell 1 million players and bring in 1 million players. But it doesn't seem that the future, or let's say long-term future beyond this season / in the next 2 years, of the Darwin Núñezes, the Jotas, the Diazes, it seems like there's a lot going on there. Even Harvey Elliott, not quite to the same level, but Harvey Elliott. So we'll have to see. Any departure would be linked to Darwin Núñez's departure, and he's linked with Saudi clubs. I don't know if they go for him. Now, apparently, that's Rodrigo, that's Sesko. So hijacked. Gyökeres. So imagine people, I want to ask you, before I read this out, if Man United sign Gyökeres, if Sesko goes to Liverpool, and obviously Rodrigo's a left winger, but he goes to Chelsea, even though I don't think many Arsenal fans think that one's happening. Where do we go? Do we pivot? Does the we tried thing hold any weight? Smash the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, not just the live chat. Manchester United are ready to rival Arsenal for the signing of Victor Gyökeres. Ruben Amorim is pushing for his former striker to join him at Old Trafford. And I mean, it's Man United. It's a massive club. You're going to get good wages if they're in the Champions League, and you have your former manager there. It makes sense. A bit like Liverpool, side with Arsenal and Man United. Everybody, various degrees, but you can make a case of one, number 9s or strikers, cold-hearted killers in front of goal, are out of fashion. Two, quite a few clubs need them. You might not like Newcastle. They got Hijack, but Wilson's probably going to go. They probably need another one. You know, you look at Aston Villa, Duran went for mad money in January. Ollie Watkins, I'm not sure. There's a lot of speculation there. I'm not sure really what's going on. But number 9 seemed to be all the range, people. And apparently United will now accelerate a move to sign Gyökeres after completing a deal to sign Cunha. United are the first European club to make a concrete move. You throw in the fact that Cunha, Gyökeres, and they're linked with Eze. I won't say United are back, but you throw in a Diallo, Ahmad. They've got other problems, but the attack, quote unquote, sorted. Young Chido, Obi Martin, and whatnot. Arsenal are working behind the scenes on a potential move to sign Embuemo from Brentford this summer. You lot know I'm a big fan of his. Bring him. Anthony Gordon, who the Athletic and Ornstein said that we've got an interest in. Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly both interested in signing Newcastle United winger Anthony Gordon, who's valued at roughly 80 million. When I speak to I rate Gordon highly. I like him. I think he's a very good player. I remember Chelsea tried to buy him. But when I speak to Newcastle fans who obviously watch him week in, week out, they don't deny his quality. They don't deny how good he is. But they make out, like, I'm not saying make out because they watch it, but maybe I think I overrate Anthony Gordon. When I speak to Newcastle fans, it's like they want more. Like, he has great games. I mean, we've seen what he's done to us. I mean, he did give the ball away in the last game, but it's like they feel that he's a bit hot and cold. He's up and down. He's not really given that level of consistency. 80 million apparently shouts people. He did join Newcastle for 45.6 million. You'd imagine Everton, if they did their due diligence, put a sell-on clause. And if you're Newcastle, you want to hold on to players. Eddie Howe's spoken about the frustrations. You want to build on the Tonali's, Gordons, Isaacs, Gomares, so on and so forth. Big up Dan Burn, my guy. Apparently, Arsenal and Chelsea are both eager to sign a left winger this year, and they are set to compete for Athletic Club's Nico Williams, who we are linked with, as well as Jamie Gittins of Dortmund. I've covered Gittins in another video, so check that out. Apparently, the London clubs have identified Gordon as a backup option or an alternative. He's got an 80 million price tag on his head. The 24-year-old has 9 goals and 7 assists in 41 appearances across all comps. Newcastle may be forced to consider a sell amid concerns over the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Didn't they just get 20 million for Lloyd Kelly? With the greatest of respect to other players, I think there's many different ways selling academy players, selling players on the fringes. Before, in my opinion, the Tonali's, the Gomares, the Isaacs, the Gordons are going to leave Newcastle. And if you want them, it's going to take big money. But at the same time, you know, the journalists have to do their jobs in it. They're going to link their star players with moves away, yada, yada, yada. It's not as sexy as saying, for example, you know, I don't know. I think he's a good player, but Josh Murphy's leaving and this one's leaving and that one's leaving. Liverpool were linked with him. Ooh, Everton, Liverpool in the CV. I'm not sure, but it makes sense. Premier League proven English. They all like him. Barcelona apparently have made a U-turn in relation to Nico Williams. They reckon he's too expensive. Laporte's spoken about it. Apparently, you know, they've looked at Rafael and Diaz. Leao, who's continuously linked with us. Apparently, Williams is house hunting in London, people. We all know he has a 60 million euros release clause and hefty wages. It says it here. Williams is looking for a home in London, with the Premier League said to be his most likely destination. Now, I hope that's Arsenal. That could be Arsenal. That could be Chelsea. That could be Brentford. That could be Crystal Palace. God forbid it's Tottenham Hotspur. Apologies, Hot Spurs. No apologies, man. United, make sure you do your job tomorrow. At the moment, Romano has said, at the moment, Barcelona have several options for the left wing position. For Nico Williams, the total package is really expensive. Can't rule out anything. It wouldn't be a transfer window if Arsenal weren't linked with defenders, goalkeepers, and Chelsea garbage players, really. Arsenal are among the clubs who want to sign Nkunku this summer from Chelsea. And no disrespect to him, it's just like where he seemed to dive into Chelsea's dumpster and take some players, really and truly. And he's with that. Chelsea apparently considering making a move for Jarrell Hato, who will cost 50 million euros. You don't know I'm a massive fan of his. Bring him in. We all know Jorginho's played his last game at the Emirates for Arsenal. Arsenal have apparently given him permission to play in the FIFA Club World Championship, or otherwise known as Club World Cup, with Flamengo this summer. All the best, Jorginho. Atalanta are linked with Ryan Cherky, a player who I want. It seems like everyone but Arsenal is linked with him. And again, it seems like they want to keep hold of Ademola Lookman. Some reports say Edison and Lookman's going to leave. I mean, I would get involved in the Lookman stuff. Arsenal plot to sign special Mo Salah competitor. Arsenal plan to sign a superstar winger in January, but weren't able to get a deal over the line. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Arteta isn't completely happy with what he's got. He wants to improve his squad, and particularly in attacking areas. In recent weeks, they really lack that cutting edge going forward. They don't look dangerous. Some of their players have been frustrating, the likes of Trossard, Martinelli, and Havertz. On the goal front, Havertz is the most consistent of the three. That's the thing about Arsenal. They've got these type of players who are good, but I'm not convinced they're really top level players. When you look at the likes of Liverpool and City, who have been most successful clubs in recent years, they have players like Salah, Haaland, De Bruyne. Saka is the only one at Arsenal you could say is up there in terms of the attackers, yes. So they want to bring someone in during the transfer window who can bring something special, because that's what they like. They lack. They want this special type of player. We're still linked with Rafael Leao people. Again, half of these guys are going to cost ridiculous money. So it's put up or shut up. We've gone over Mr. Gordon already. You would have seen me cover this already, but allegedly Arsenal are targeting Mbeumo again this summer after the data team identified him last year. Talks are progressing between the club and Mbeumo, but other clubs are in for the Cameroonian. Man United have been name dropped. We have seen this before. Arsenal are considering a bid for Eze. Get it done, man, especially if they want 60 odd million. 8, 10, left wing, 27, 26, 27, 28 years of age, homegrown, released from our academy. It just makes sense, but I don't think we're really that interested in him. He's said to have a 68 million release clause, people, so we'll have to watch that. West Ham would accept bids of 65 million for Mohamed Kudus. Would anyone do that? Does anyone get involved in that? Arsenal have intensified contract talks with Thomas Partey, with both sides pushing for a swift resolution one way or another to have clarity ahead of the summer transfer window. It is Arsenal's preference and the player's preference that he stays at the club. So let's hope you can get a contract sorted. Timber is understood to have been playing through the pain barrier for the past few months to help Arsenal in their Champions League push. So we knew he needed surgery. It's too early to put a definite timeline on his return, but there's early optimism he'll be back ready for pre-season. For his sake, I hope he is, man. And Calafiori's obviously distanced himself from rumours linking him with a move to AC Milan. He said he's very happy at this football club and he wants to have more consistency. I just want to see some signings, man, because I think the players have been running to the ground.
Like